All right, hello. Came up. It happens. All right, let me just make sure everything's good here. Sorry, just 1 second. All right. We've been working on a page of Patchwork Vase today for the next hour or so. Just a reminder, issue number 3 of Patchwork Vase is on sale now in comic shops, wherever Image comics are sold, and also digitally at Kindle/Comixology, so you can get it there. Looks just like this, issue 3. Issue 1 and 2 are out too, but that goes without saying. Be weird if we released issue 3 without releasing issue 1 and 2. So this is the page I'm going to be working on today. I'm going to be tightening up the pencils on this before I jump into inking. And this is one of the... So every once in a while in the story of the Patchwork Girl Vase, the Patchwork Girl kind of jumps into she does this poetry kind of stuff, and I've been referring to it as her slam poetry moments. And the first one was in issue 4. Looks kind of like this. This is the format that I've settled on, where it kind of goes into a much more sort of stagey thing, and she interacts with a character. And I went with kind of a fun, abstract painterly background because she mentions a paint box right when she's born. So this is the template that I've come up with for her little slam poetry sessions. And this is another moment where she goes into slam poetry mode. And I've been having a lot of fun with this. I love drawing this character, and I love these moments. So I'm just going to get going here. Get my music set up. Okay, here we go. So, what was I doing? They're finally out into the land of Oz, walking out along the blue brick road, and she chases down the glass cat, grabs the glass cat. I want to make sure I draw her first, though, before I draw interactions with the cat. So I have her placement first, and I can decide what the cat's going to look like. Because her pose is much more important for each of these. It's so much fun drawing this character. I've never actually... Oh, I need to fix it. Had a character like her to play with. She's so, vibrant and fun. Whoa, I just realized what I just did there. Jeez. Let's look at the whole page, dummy. On a previous live stream, I kind of compared her. I didn't compare her. I said that I realized that one of the influences on this character for me was Cyndi Lauper. Kind of stuck to that. In fact, when I realized that's when I decided that this should be the format for her slam poetry sessions. This sort of like a little music video within the comics. The fun, colorful, abstract background. It's kind of her girls just want to have fun moments. And I've only really done this sort of theatrical comic book style moment a couple of times in all the comics I've done. I like comics that have more of a, I've always said that my comics are I treat my comics like they're adaptations of an already existing animated series, and so I tend to lean on doing backgrounds a lot instead of doing abstract stuff like this. But this is an excuse for me to go a little bit more theatrical. Patchwork Girl so many times now. I've almost got like her face pattern memorized. Of course, that was like a week and a half ago when I was really knee-deep into drawing the last issue. Sometimes all that knowledge just disappears. So maybe I don't have it memorized anymore. I don't like how that looks. Let's fix that hand. Oh, I know what I was doing. I should listen to my. There we go. What was I thinking? It's there in the rough. So much fun getting to work with a character like this. It's sort of a, all id. I think that's the right one. Not. She's just whatever pops into her head. She says. It's so much fun, and she can go from like one mood to the next within a second. Also, she's got trickster qualities where she can pretend to be something one moment and then be something else the next. I'm trying to figure out how to. Sometimes drawing her expressions is weird because of the way that I have her patchwork done, but it always seems to work out. Kind of gotten adept at doing the hair too, just by sort of indicating where the hair is going and using the hair as a character. I specifically changed sort of the design of her hair from the description of the book and the way she had been drawn previously by the original artist, where it was sort of a few strands of yarn, but I wanted her to have like these big thick strands that I could use to to move back and forth and actually kind of indicate personality shifts when I needed to. It's just I made it another tool in the storytelling, and I wouldn't have been able to do if it was just a few wispy strands of. Got Patchwork Girl all done. Oh, let's figure out what the Glass Cat's going to be doing. Glass Cat is fighting. So I think I'm going to have... no. Grabbing her there. Still trying to work this out. So I got this sort of swoosh thing where she picks her up. So maybe I want the tail going this way and indicating can't do that. Motion. Let's just erase this. I feel like I was drawing around it, so let's just get rid of that so I can actually put the tail where it belongs. All right, and then this was like a profile. She's struggling. I really want the glass cat to be sort of struggling against the hugs. Patchwork Girl takes great pleasure in torturing the glass cat with affection. Glass cat's very much like me. It's like, get away from me. And then she escapes off the page. That's fun. How's everyone doing today? Just gonna catch up on the chat. All right, let's make that swoosh a little more prominent. Making sure I got everything I need for that. Let me finish the pencils up here where she starts chasing her. Oops. I always draw the patches on her face last. I'll do the patches all over her body first, and then I think I keep seeing things need to change, and then I'll do the face last, so that everything else works out. There, that's about right. You know, the big bolts of yarn, which I kind of think of like the dreadlocks. You know, I kind of liken them to that. I can use them, you know, this way to show her moving forward really fast. You know, if she dips her head, they dip down. I really kind of lean into that on the cover for this issue. And I like that they can, you know, get all tangled and weird and show craziness, and sometimes there's a lot of them, sometimes there's fewer. I don't really can't tell you how great it's been drawing the last 2 issues now that the Patchwork Girl is finally in the book. I'm so grateful that she shows up early the way she does. It's like first book, Wizard of Oz, he doesn't show up till, like halfway, 3/4 into the story. So I'm glad that the titular character in this one shows up as quickly as she does. And then there's Ojo, little Ojo, who's sort of like, oh, Jesus, these two. I'm not going to spend time drawing him. I kind of want to get back to the Patchwork Girl stuff. But I thought as long as I'm working here, let's finish him up. Okay. So I'm just checking the chat. Alright, so I got a bunch of penciling to do for the this panel will actually be, more representative of, they'll have a proper background, but I'm going to turn these off for now. Just focus on the characters. Oh, I guess I got to draw the glass guy's eyes. And just to help me out, I'm going to throw a little bit of, just to ground the characters, just so I can see. Don't do that. Sometimes when I'm just doing the pencils, I forget that Glass Cat doesn't really cast a shadow. In fact, I have her sort of show light once in a while, like if she's sitting in a dark environment, but light's hitting her, I'll have a little bit of splash of light down on the floor or ground. She's supposed to be transparent, but that was not going to work out. Too much visual information to account for, and it would just become messy. It's enough that the Patchwork Girl has so much visual information on her. Sorry, I just heard something out outside my office, and I'm hoping the cats are still alive. I wonder if they're breaking things out there. Alright, I'm gonna do, whoops, that's pencils too. Do one more pass on the pencils to tighten things up. I'm gonna do that with a little bit harder brush. I like to keep kind of a soft brush as I'm doing if I'm starting the pencils, and then I'll tighten up with a brush like this to be a little bit more detail oriented. I still keep things kind of loose when I'm doing the Patchwork Girl's hair, because I find a lot of those lines in the inking, except for a few like this. All right, let's do the cat's hands here first. So I know that I've got to do some. Figure out how she's holding. Kind of want to sweep and swoop her. That arm is a little big. Let's fix that. There we go. Oops, screwed that up. I thought I'd like the flow of the tail like that, but I think my first instinct before I changed it was better. Let's whoops. Like it was following. Yeah, I mean, I liked the flow of that, but it's not working the way I wanted it to, so too many weird tangents, so I'm just gonna change it back to the way I had it before. That way this swoosh here it works, and also this there. Yeah, that's better. Sometimes you gotta remind yourself, always trust your layouts. Gonna tweak this a little bit here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait. Gotta go back to my pencils. There we go. Really want to get a sense of the cat is fighting to get away from the hugs of the patchwork girl. I'm still sort of in the penciling stage here, so thanks. And I'm probably going to finish up the pencils here today and then maybe get into inking a little bit before calling it a day for the show. I think this needs to be raised a little, or maybe just increased in size. There we go. All right, on to the next one. Oh, let me do this. These fingers so they're a little more spread out. Go. Start with a couple of specifically placed bolts of yarn and then wraps forward like this. There. I'll come back and do the cat later. I'm going to finish up Patchwork Girl pencils. Let's Actually, just kind of looking down. There, like that. Let's just try this again. Just looking down to... Oh, look, it's right there in my rough where... See? Always trust your layouts. My rough pencils are always smarter than me. Let's try that again. I don't want that. Can't listen to my layouts all the time, I guess. Let's fix this. Sometimes I worry about continuity things, keeping things the same size, and then I'll look over an issue and go, you know what? Nobody notices. I obsess over that stuff, and it's just sort of glossed over because you read a comic, you're reading it kind of fast. And just getting story, that's really what you're doing when you're looking at a comic the first time. Okay. Hello 16.7 on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm gonna, let's see, you got about 15 minutes left. I'm gonna jump in here, start throwing some inks on here, even though the whole page is not fully penciled yet. Actually, the first thing I'm gonna do is just look this over and make sure that everything's the way I want it to before I start inking. Just get her foot planted a little bit more right there. Let's angle this one a little bit more. Like that. Same up with this one. And this one, let's push it just a little bit more there. think this one needs to be. Check it against the. Yeah, that works. There. Okay. Now I can start throwing some inks on here. Let's reference files down there. I don't like where I put her mouth here. There. Okay. Trying to jump into inking. Oops, we're in the right. Let's get the right brush. I usually draw ink faces. Well, I draw them too, because that's the thing that people look at when they're reading a comic. You don't believe me? Read a new comic and tell me where your eye goes. It goes right, almost. It usually goes to the eyes, because that's what we are trained to do as humans. We look at eyes. So, and that even works in comics. So I really make sure that I get the face and especially the eyes sort of set before anything else. I can already see this looks a little off. There, that's better. There's certain things that on her that that must be placed a certain way before the patches go on. One of she has circular elbow patches, so that goes on before anything else. Any of the patches, I mean. Oh, her neck is way too thick. Gonna be calling it a day here as far as the whoa, what was I thinking? I didn't get that just right. There we go. Anyway, I'm gonna be ending things here. I'll be back tomorrow. Same Patchwork Girls time, same Patchwork Girl channel. Hopefully soon I'll have something to color. I need to get working on the colors a little bit so that my co-colorist has a sense of what things are going to look like now that we're out into the land of Oz in the story. She's been coloring interiors for a while now, as have I. So I gotta get the look set. Kind of do the spotting of the blacks on her boots here pretty quickly because I go in and I do little tweaks towards the end, but I just want to get sort of the basic idea of where the seams and stuff are. Gonna ink over this. I'll ink the swoop a little bit later. Okay. Oops, let's fix this. Just trying to get one full character inked here before I sign off. Oops. Okay. Well, we got some work done here. Just going to show you, just remind people what I was doing here. This is her sort of Patchwork Girl's slam poetry segment that happens like once an issue, or once every couple chapters in the book. And I work on the latest of that. So hopefully get this finished and inked soon, and I'll be able to start the colors. I'll probably come back to this page and color it on the show. It seems like a good one to knock out on the live stream. I think I want to tweak this one a bit. All right. That's it for today. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. In the meantime, a reminder that issue 3 of Patchwork Girl of Oz is in stores now wherever Image Comics are sold, and digitally on Kindle and Comixology. And please like, subscribe, all that good stuff on Instagram, X, Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Those are the 5 places I stream to, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Take care.